The ocean is vast, mysterious, and beautiful, but also unforgiving. Beneath its calm surface lies a world filled with darkness, pressure, and dangers that even the most skilled divers sometimes cannot survive. Over the years, many professional divers have pushed the limits of human endurance, seeking new depths, undiscovered caves, and legendary shipwrecks. But some of these brave explorers never return to the surface. Here are 10 real and tragic stories of divers who took dangerous dives and paid the ultimate price. 1. Yuri Lipsky, the Blue Hole, Egypt. Yuri Lipsky, a 22-year-old diver from Russia, attempted to dive into the infamous Blue Hole in Dahab, Egypt, a site known as the Divers' Cemetery. He wanted to reach the underwater arch about 100 meters deep, but as he descended, he lost control due to nitrogen narcosis and panic. His helmet camera captured his final, haunting moments before he died at nearly 90 meters below. His death remains one of the most widely known diving tragedies ever recorded. 2. David Shaw, Boesmansgat Cave, South Africa. David Shaw was an elite cave diver who set out to recover the body of another diver, Dion Dreyer, who had died in the same cave a decade earlier. Boesmansgat is one of the deepest freshwater caves in the world. During the mission, Shaw descended over 270 meters, but while attempting the recovery, he became entangled in his lines and couldn't ascend. He died during the attempt, and ironically, when his body was later recovered, it was found holding the remains of Dion Dreyer, completing the mission in a tragic way. 3. Shek Exley, Zacatón Cenote, Mexico. Shek Exley was a legend in the diving world, known for pushing the boundaries of cave exploration. In 1994, he and his partner Jim Bowden attempted to explore Mexico's deepest water-filled sinkhole, the Zacatón Cenote. At depths nearing 270 meters, Exley suffered from high-pressure nervous syndrome and possibly hypoxia. He lost consciousness and never surfaced again. His death marked the end of one of the most extraordinary careers in cave diving history. 4. Dion Dreyer, Boesmansgat, South Africa. 10 years before David Shaw's dive, Dion Dreyer, a 20-year-old South African diver, lost his life in the same deadly cave. During a deep dive, he lost consciousness due to oxygen toxicity during ascent and sank back to the bottom. His body remained there for a decade until Shaw's fatal recovery attempt brought both divers to light once again. The tragic connection between these two men is one of the most haunting stories in diving history. 5. Agnes Maloka, Tank Cave, Australia. Agnes Maloka was a well-known cave diver and underwater photographer. While exploring the tight passages of Tank Cave in Australia, she became separated from her diving partner. The tunnels were narrow and visibility was almost zero. Disoriented and unable to find her way back to safety, she ran out of air. Her death sent shockwaves through the diving community, reminding everyone that even the most skilled can become victims of the unknown. 6. Rob Palmer, the Blue Hole, Egypt. Rob Palmer, one of Britain's most respected technical divers, vanished during a dive at the same deadly site where Yuri Lipsky would die years later, the Blue Hole in Dahab. He was an expert in deep diving and had written several books on the subject. During his final dive, Palmer disappeared without a trace, and his body was never found. The mystery of his disappearance only added to the deadly reputation of the Blue Hole. 7. Carl Spencer, Britannic Wreck Dive, Greece. Carl Spencer was leading a National Geographic expedition to explore the wreck of the Britannic, the sister ship of the Titanic, off the coast of Greece. The dive was complex and dangerous, involving mixed gases and deep decompression stops. During the ascent, Spencer suffered from severe decompression sickness, also known as the bends. Despite rescue efforts, he didn't survive, turning what was meant to be a historic expedition into a tragedy. 8. Pip Hall, Wookey Hole Cave, United Kingdom. Pip Hall was an experienced British cave diver exploring Wookey Hole, a famous and treacherous underwater cave system in England. During one of her dives, she became separated from her group in a narrow section of the cave. Equipment malfunction and zero visibility led to her death. The recovery of her body took hours and reminded divers of how even familiar waters can turn deadly. 9. John Bennett, Deep Dive Attempt, Philippines. John Bennett was known for pushing the limits of human diving. He became the first diver to reach over 300 meters in open water, a record-breaking depth. But during a later deep dive in the Philippines, something went wrong. Equipment failure combined with the immense pressure at such depths caused him to lose his life. His death highlighted the extreme dangers of deep record attempts, even for the best-trained divers. 10. Theo Mavrostomos, Comex Experimental Dive, France. Theo Mavrostomos took part in a French deep-sea experiment that simulated a depth of 701 meters inside a pressurized chamber. Though he survived, many similar experiments led to fatal outcomes for other divers. The immense pressure caused physical and neurological effects close to death. Mavrostomos' ordeal remains one of the most dangerous human dives ever conducted, showing how far science and bravery can go. The ocean's depths continue to fascinate and terrify us. These 10 divers were not ordinary adventurers, they were explorers, scientists, and dreamers who dared to push beyond human limits. But the sea demands respect. It hides its secrets in silence, reminding us that courage and curiosity must always be balanced with caution. Every time we look at the deep blue, we remember those who ventured too far into its mysterious depths and never returned. Thanks for watching the video. That's enough for today. Bye.